you very much for having us. I want to thank Steve Grimaldi, who runs the Common Pantry, who's done great work. Steve, God bless you. I was looking at the numbers of how many meals you have served. You've done a fantastic job. Thank you. This is Thanksgiving time, and we have to remember how many people are in need and how difficult this period has been for so many on top of COVID. Washington is playing games and playing politics, and people aren't getting relief. So especially this Thanksgiving, let's remember the people that we have in need. We got some bad news. We lost really a political giant, a political pioneer in Mayor David Dinkins. I was a relatively young fellow watching Mayor David Dinkins. I learned a lot from him. I worked with him many times for many years. He was extraordinary. He was beautiful, charismatic, principled, had a gentle but strong way about him. And you want to talk about pioneers and groundbreakers. When he ran for mayor, you know, this was really such a step forward. David Dinkins, Percy Sutton, Basil Patterson, Charlie Rangel, they were really barrier breakers extraordinaire when they were doing it. They were cutting the brush and forging a path for so many to follow. But they went first, and the first person down the path, you catch all the briars and all the scrapes. And when Mayor Dinkins was mayor, the city really had issues. But we're all going to miss him. And he was really a New York champion and a beautiful New Yorker and a mentor to me and a mentor to so many of us. So God bless David Dinkins. 2020 was a bad year, my friends. We want to look forward to a new year. Turn on the TV news, listen to the radio. Everyone is concerned about Thanksgiving. Everyone is concerned about COVID and Thanksgiving, right? That's consuming all the news, all the chatter. Why are people concerned about Thanksgiving and COVID? And I want to make sure New Yorkers understand the facts. I don't know that they believe everything they hear on TV. I don't know that they should believe everything they hear on TV. So I want to make sure they know the facts and they make the decision for themselves. And two simple facts to keep in mind. COVID right now is on the increase. And we know how this works. There's a trajectory for the virus. When it's increasing, the increases form a line. The line goes up quickly, goes up gradually, but the line is going up. And you can factor out what's going to happen. New York has been smarter, frankly, than many other states on this, so you can see where the number's going. By our current rate of increase, we're going to see a major spike, okay? Over the past 3 weeks, statewide hospitalization rate has increased 128%. That means that line is going up. Well, what happened over the past 3 weeks? The fall happened. And by the way, every expert said this was going to happen. Oh, I'm shocked. Oh, I'm surprised. Oh, I can't believe it. Every expert said, come the fall, it's going to get cold, more people will go indoors, there'll be less outdoor activity, students will be coming home, the numbers are going to go up in the fall. Everyone said it. What happened? The numbers are going up in the fall. You look at our statewide numbers, 1,200 people to 2,800 people per day in 3 weeks. That is a dramatic increase. Look at New York City, nearly a 100% increase in 3 weeks. 484 people to 931. That's where we are today. We're experiencing that increase. Add a second fact. We're entering the holiday season. It's not really just about Thanksgiving. It's the holiday season. We know what happens after Thanksgiving. The day after Thanksgiving is Black Friday. And the day after Thanksgiving, they start playing Christmas music. And the TV commercials are all, oh, it's Christmas time, Hanukkah time, Kwanzaa. And now there are Christmas parties and holiday parties and office parties. It starts a period of celebration and more social activity. Thanksgiving to January 2nd, 37 days. 37 days of increased social activity. That's what it is. Increased social activity will increase the rate of the viral spread. Fact. Fact. Fall will increase the spread. Fact. The holiday season will increase the spread. Fact. Fact. Let's say the holiday season increases the spread 20%. Some people estimate it will increase the spread more. Some people estimate it will increase the spread less. Nobody really knows, because nobody really knows. And it depends on what people do. But let's say it increases the spread 20%. The day after New Year's, New York State positivity will go from 2.9 to 12%. We'll be at 12% January 2nd. That's just taking our current rate of increase, adding 20% for the holiday season. 12% is a high number. New York City would be at 9% on January 2nd. Number of hospitalizations would go from 900 to 2,700 on a daily basis in New York City. Those numbers and that rate of increase is more than troublesome. Today, the microcluster positivity is 4%. Statewide positivity without the microclusters are the areas that have the most intense infection rates, right? It's 2.6. Overall, it's 2.9. We did 164,000 tests, 47 deaths. That number is up again. And these are not numbers, right? Hospitalizations up 132, ICU up, intubations up. We've seen this movie. We've all seen this movie. Positivity goes up. Number of people going to hospitals goes up. Number of people who go from a hospital bed to intensive care goes up. Number of people from intensive care to intubation goes up. And then number of deaths go up. That is the trajectory. This is all too predictable at this point. Positivity goes up. You will then see the hospitals go up. You will see the ICU go up. You will see the intubation go up. And you will see the deaths go up. And that is exactly what is happening. So, this Thanksgiving we urge caution. But it's really not going to be just this Thanksgiving. It's really this holiday season is the problem. It just starts on Thanksgiving. Everyone is talking about just Thanksgiving. It's the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday. It's going to be the same message. When we start to get into the holiday season, it's going to be the same message. New York rule is celebrate with no more than 10 people in your household. This caution is not a political issue. Everything now gets politicized. It's amazing how divided the nation is. It's politically divided on everything. And even on this issue of safety precautions on COVID has somehow become a political issue. This has somehow become a political issue. I don't know how, but it's become a political issue. You hear the opposition, pro and con, on these safety measures for Thanksgiving. It's now a political issue. This is not a political issue because it doesn't matter what side of the political line you're on. Both parties agree on this one point. Well, I'm a Republican. I voted for Donald Trump. Donald Trump's CDC, his Center for Disease Control, reports to him. His CDC says only celebrate with people who are currently in your household. Only celebrate with people currently in your household. That's Donald Trump's administration. Don't invite people over. Don't bring Aunt Nancy over. Don't bring Uncle Joe over. Currently in your household. That's the Trump administration saying that. The Joe Biden advisors say the same thing. When is the last time you heard the Trump administration and Joe Biden agree on anything? Name one thing that they agree on. But they both agree on this. What does that say to you? What does that say to you that both sides agree on this? And what is the basis for the political opposition? Both sides agree on this. If you voted for Donald Trump, this is what he says to do. If you voted for Joe Biden, this is what they say to do. Maybe they're right. And maybe we shouldn't politicize it. So, that means this is not going to be a normal Thanksgiving. This is not a normal Thanksgiving. It wasn't a normal Labor Day. It wasn't a normal Memorial Day. It wasn't a normal summer. It's not normal in school. It's not normal at work. It's not a normal Thanksgiving. I know. And it's hard. I know. I know. And we all live it. It's hard for all of us. It's hard for me. I had thought Thanksgiving was going to be the end point. My rationalization in my head all through COVID, early on through the summer, when we get to Thanksgiving, then we can all be together again. I just needed to believe that it would be over. So I said to myself, Thanksgiving. That's when we'll all be together. It'll be Thanksgiving. It'll be Thanksgiving. And now we get to Thanksgiving. It's not Thanksgiving. By the way, I believe we're going to get to Christmas, and I believe it's not going to be Christmas. The vaccine will not be distributed by Christmas. I think you're going to see the numbers going up through the holiday season. I had my daughter Mariah, who's in Chicago, on the phone crying that she can't come back. She feels isolated in Chicago. She talked to a doctor who said, you know, if you get on a plane, even if you take a test, you then get on a plane, you could get exposed on the plane, you go through the airport, you could get exposed through the airport. And by the way, you can take a test today, but if you'd been infected in the past few days, you can test negative and still have the virus. My mother, I didn't have the heart to talk to until last night. She's older, and she just doesn't understand it. And I had the conversation last night. I had the same conversation with her this morning. She just does not understand it. She's 89 years old. And you start to think, you know, how many Thanksgivings do I have left? And she says, and she's right, you know, I haven't seen my sisters, I haven't seen my nieces and nephews. Yes, I know. It's all true. But it's not a normal Thanksgiving. So I think of it this way. It's not a normal Thanksgiving, it's a special Thanksgiving. It's special. This Thanksgiving is more profound and deeper